Got a big collab for you guys today. Like I said, on par with Avengers Endgame. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, if you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking AFC East division winners. Also, you can tell by the other end of this sucker, I'm going to be talking about Jamal Adams. But before we get into Jamal Adams and all that stuff, like I said, I brought in some of the big hitters. I got JetsCentral, I got Dan, and I got PatriotGlobal coming in here talking about the division. We're going to talk about each team, what they added, how each YouTuber feels about their specific team, and then we're going to pick the division winner. Now, we come to a consensus, and I feel like everyone comes to this consensus, and I will talk about it more after we jump into it. But like I said, let's get into this and let's talk AFC East. Yes, this is huge. If you can see, kind of Brady Bunch style. I got the AFC East in the house. We got JetsCentral below me, PatriotGlobal, Global. And we got DanMitchell of the Buffalo Bills. Yes, how are you guys doing today?
Good, oh, man, just living the dream.
Yes.
Living the dream, baby.
Yeah, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to come to consensus on who we think is going to win the division. It's gonna be hard, and I think between PatriotGlobal and Dan, this one's gonna be pretty hard. But so essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around. We're gonna talk about additions. They're gonna talk their piece. They're gonna talk about their team, how they feel about their team going into the season, and then we're gonna try to pick it. So we're gonna start with Dan. Because I think that, me personally, I think the Buffalo Bills, out of all four of these teams, has a huge, huge upside. And that's me trying to be super unbiased. So, Dan,
got it.
Talk about your Buffalo Bills. What do you like what they've done? And talk your case.
And so, hey, Doug, well, you and I 100% agree with each other. That's for sure. So me trying to look at it from an objective point of view, like, you look at what the Buffalo Bills in 2019 without a true number one wide receiver, and obviously the flashiest move that we made during the offseason was Stephon Diggs. And not only does an addition like Stephon Diggs add to giving the Bills that true number one wide receiver, but it also makes the entire offense a hell of a lot better. Was talking to Colby about this the other day on his channel, that last year John Brown was our number one receiver, and he held his own. Now, once you're matching up Cole Brown and even Cole Beasley, right up against CB2s and CB3s, you're just going to see this entire offense completely open up. Then once you account for the fact that Devin Singletary came off a very strong year, he rushed for over 750 yards and only played 12 games. And then you marry that fact that we ended up finally getting that strong bruising running back in Zach Moss completely out of Utah. I mean, finally, fans from Buffalo have an offense that I think that we are going to be proud of. And then finally, we're bringing back our defense, which in my opinion is the exact reason why the Bills are going to come out on top in the AFC East.
Yeah, man. And you had the number 2 defense, I think, if I have it correct, in the NFL last year?
I think it was 3, actually. It was 3. The
top
Pats
5
were number 1. Top 5.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys, like you said, great additions, just building on the success you guys already had, playoffs. Now, there's that stigma with the Buffalo Bills.
Shit.
I don't think it's been a long time since they went to the playoffs back to back. Do you fear? Are you a jinx person? Are you like a superstitious person, or do you think screw that stuff? This is the year.
And so I'm just a little stitious.
Okay.
Superstitious. But I mean, honestly, like the way that I look at it is that back in the day, like when I was blindly hopeful, there was clear holes within this team. And I mean, maybe besides the offensive line, which I was hoping that we would have addressed during the offseason, we didn't. I'm hoping that chemistry will play a part in that. Besides that, there's really no objective hole on this roster. And that's why that I'm confident that we are going back to the playoffs this year, and we're going to make a deeper run as well.
Yeah, man. I like I said, you guys, to me, seem like you're up there as one of the top people. So, PatriotsGlobal. You got Jarrett Stidham. as your starting quarterback. You don't got Tom Brady anymore. You don't got Rob Gronkowski anymore. Tell me why you think, or tell me the additions. Talk about your team. Let's hear what the New England Patriots did this offseason to help their cause to win this division.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that this is really an offseason essentially where the Patriots just had to bite the bullet. And what I mean by that is the fact that it was a situation where they didn't have a lot of money to be able to spend, and cap was a huge reason that was a factor into that. You had Brady's, $13 million, along with the whole contract from Antonio Brown. You had Michael Bennett when he got traded to the Cowboys off that this past season. So there was just a lot of money that the Patriots weren't able to make. Now, could they have done, kind of space it out into the upcoming seasons, do some this year, some next year? Yeah, they could have done that. But I think that with the 90 to 100 mil that the Patriots have next year, this is something that they're going to want to do and make that big splash next season and just kind of bite that bullet, especially with all the questions they have this offseason. So the Patriots, essentially, they didn't do too much. They're probably, if you're going to look at the tiers of how much did teams progress through the draft, through free agency, trades, all of that, the Patriots will definitely be at the lower tiers of each of those lists because they didn't do too much. But again, money is that big reason. I think where the Patriots mainly got their cup of tea this offseason was probably through re-signing players. Bringing back someone like Jason McCourty, signing him to that extra year, bringing back Devin McCourty, Matthew Slater. These are going to be key pieces for the New England Patriots. And when you look at what Bill Belichick is doing, you have someone like Terrence Brooks, who I'm sure JetsCentral knows about him, former Jet, big special teamer. They have Justin Bethel and Matthew Slater, who are two of the best special teamers in the league, both Pro Bowlers at that respective position. So it's going to be really big for the Patriots special teams-wise, and I don't think that a lot of people give enough credit to special teams, but that's definitely what the Patriots are going to be rolling with. When you look at what they lost, it was definitely a lot more than what I would say they gained. Jamie Collins, Kyle Van Noy, two very big losses to the Patriots, and something that the Patriots did to kind of try to compensate for what they lost is bringing in some of these younger guys. And I think that is something that's kind of misunderstood about the Patriots, is that a lot of people think that they're going to suck, that they're going to win, 2 to 5 games. But to me, it's not that they suck, but it's that there is a lot of questions surrounding the New England Patriots. And when you look at the Patriots over the past few years, the past decade or two, they've never really had any big questions, especially because they've had Tom Brady, they've had Bill Belichick, but this is a position where you've lost so many guys, you're looking towards the draft to rebuild for the future. They're so young, they're unproven. You have question marks about them. As for, guys who we added this offseason who could play bigger parts, a guy like Demir Bird ran a 4.28 and a 40-yard dash faster than Philip Dorsett, who we lost to the Seahawks, faster than a Brandon Cooks, could be a really good supporting piece there. And Adrian Phillips, I think he was probably the best offseason addition by the Patriots, signed him to a 2-year deal. Another big special teams guy, but he's going to be more placed in that linebacker hybrid safety role to kind of help fill that void of a Jamie Collins and a Kyle Van Noy, guys who are really two big coverage linebackers. So I think that's kind of going to be the outlook for the Patriots here.
Yeah, man. And you guys have Bill Belichick. And I talked about this. I made a video even before the draft talking about that, when Tom Brady went and signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we saw what Bill Belichick did with Matt Castle, who ended up, when he left the Patriots, doing nothing. So it's a lot of thinking like, is Stidham still going to have success because of what Bill Belichick can do? Or is this going to be the year that he needs to find another quarterback? But yeah, man, definitely. You guys are in a great position because of your head coach, and you're kind of doing also what the Dolphins are doing by going younger and trying to build for the future.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely. And right below me, JetsCentral. JetsCentral, funny thing is, the Jets are one of my favorite drafts this past draft. Absolutely loved what the Jets did in the draft. So how are you feeling about your team, what they did this offseason? Talk about your team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you take a look at the New York Jets offseason, and it was definitely one of those things where as soon as it started off, a lot of Jets fans, like across the world, across the country, we were sitting here scratching our heads, right? Like missing out on big free agent guys like Jack Conklin and whatnot. But when you looked at Joe Douglas's moves, he brought in a lot of one-year guys, a lot of guys that who might not have had the most productive careers thus far, but have a ton of potential moving forward, like high ceiling sort of guys. And then, I mean, you just mentioned it, the draft. I mean, that was, I think, an absolute home run for Joe Douglas in his first offseason with the team. I mean, bringing in guys like Mekhi Becton, immediate upgrade. He's probably the best offensive lineman on the team right now. I mean, who else? Denzel Mims. We got Bryce Hall late. A lot of guys, right? Ashton Davis, safety out of Cal. We brought in a lot of, I mean, kind of like, Patriots Global, what you kind of just said, bringing in young guys, but also building for the future. I don't necessarily think that this was, obviously it's not a whole bunch of Super Bowl or playoff aspiration style of moves for, 2020, but moving forward as we kind of inch into, years 2021, 2022 and whatnot, I feel like these pieces are all going to start to form kind of together as one unit moving forward. And then, Sam Darnold as well, kind of going into the year 2 of the Adam Gase system. I think that's going to be huge. I really hope that the game starts slowing down for Sam, because we've seen turnovers and whatnot kind of be an issue in the past. But, hopefully as the years go by and he gets kind of more familiar and more comfortable with his offensive system, the game starts to slow down and he starts to put up great numbers.
Yeah, and like you said, the draft is really where you want to build through, and you guys absolutely killed it. When you guys took Mekhi Becton, I was so upset. I wanted him somehow to fall to Miami, or Miami somehow to trade up to take him to pair him with Tua. But yeah, and then talking about the Miami Dolphins, if you're watching this, you're subscribed to the channel, you kind of know. But to give a quick rundown, they go into the offseason having a huge cap space, go out and start grabbing great young talent. And a lot of this talent that they started to grab coming off their 4th-year contract, except for Kyle Van Noy and Byron Jones. But a lot of these guys, Shaq Lawson, Agba, they taking these guys coming off their rookie contract, young and inspiring guys that they can build off of, taking Hull, taking Landon Roberts, getting these guys that Brian Flores knows can fit his scheme and really do his thing. And then you look at the draft, getting Raekwon Davis in the 2nd round. I was super pumped about that. Getting Weaver in the later rounds, super pumped about that. And hopefully finally getting their quarterback of the future in Tua Tagovailoa. So, I think all 4 of these teams have done something in this offseason to really benefit their chance at winning this division. And I honestly think that with Tom Brady now in Tampa Bay, no offense, Patriot Global, but I think it's for the first time in about 20 years that this division is actually wide open for somebody to take it. Mm-hmm. So now's the time. We're gonna start with Dan again. Who do you think is going to win this division and why?
Oh, man. So first off, let me tell you that while I don't think the record is going to be spectacular, I do think that the Bills are going to come out on top, and that's only because of the AFC East has most likely the most difficult schedule going into 2020 by itself. I'm super scared of the NFC West. I'm super scared of going up against the Chiefs, etc. I could see the Bills going 9-7 and still taking the division.
What do you think of Patriots Global?
Yeah, so I mean, me and Dan talked about this, I feel like multiple times, just always back and forth about this. But we actually, I mean, we agreed. I got to say that I have to give the slight edge here to the Buffalo Bills. The Bills do have a hard schedule, but the Patriots have the hardest schedule. I believe they were graded the hardest team with the toughest schedule for this upcoming season. And I just think that with all the question marks that the Patriots have right now, I can't really make an accurate prediction on, okay, this is going to pan out as I've been able to do in the past, as where I look at, the Bills, and they're a very much put together team. I would say more put together right now than the Patriots have been. And they have pieces put together where you can really predict on how it's going to pan out, unlike the Patriots are. Now, I do think that it is going to be between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. I don't think it's going to be a huge divide between the two. I really think that it could be back-to-back, which is why I'm saying that these divisional games, not just Patriots and Bills, but Patriots and Dolphins, Patriots and Jets, everyone in general in this division, it's going to be more important than ever.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's going to be that tight race. JetsCentral, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I mean, Dan, I got the Bills winning. Again,
And so I might as well just upload this video to my channel. To be honest,
But no,
this clip
dude,
right
I mean, like in all seriousness, I mean, you look at what the Bills did in the offseason, what they were, the strengths last season, obviously, of the team, the defense, quarterback play, whatnot. Honestly, I felt like the offensive line last year was huge. I mean, adding guys like Cody Ford coming in the building, I mean, I really like what the Buffalo Bills have done, and I also trust Sean McDermott. Okay, like he's one of my favorite coaches in the league. But I'm going to say 10-6. I'm going to say the Bills win it at like 10-6.
Yeah, and I think we're all in kind of agreement on this, and I'm also reluctantly going to say yes. If I had to pick a division winner right now, I'd probably be the Buffalo Bills. For me, it's a lot has to do with the continuity. Whereas like the Miami Dolphins, we have a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, even though he was the secondaries coach. Add a lot of pieces, just like the Patriots did. The Jets added a ton of pieces where the Bills have that continuity and they're building off of it. That's why I give it the slight edge to the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, I'm going to go around 10-6. I think they'll take the division. Now, do you guys think that there's a chance that two teams again get into the playoffs in the AFC East?
Yes, I do. So I think it's definitely interesting because I actually have the AFC North having 3 teams going into the playoffs this year. But we'll save that for your AFC North video once you have the other FTFN guys on and stuff like that. But I mean, it's definitely a possibility that I could see the Patriots sneaking in solely because of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think the same?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I've been saying this too, especially with like the new rule that came in and more teams being able to make the playoffs now. I think that this is going to be a chance where the New England Patriots really could sneak into the playoffs now. Especially with the new rule, I'm not saying they're not going to finish like first seed or anything like that. But I definitely could see them, kind of maneuvering and sneaking their way as a, dark horse team into the playoffs for sure.
Right. And, also, again, it sucks to admit it, man. But I look at New England last year, and Tom Brady wasn't necessarily he wasn't the driving force spearheading that team to wins. It was the defense. Yeah. So I don't really think that and I know this is going to sound crazy or like hot takey. I don't mean it for it to sound that way. But, I mean, at Tom Brady's age, how big of a drop-off is Brian Hoyer? How big of a drop-off is Jarrett Stidham right now? Or possibly, who knows? Maybe they go and they, bring in Cam Newton or trade for Jacoby Brissett, or Josh Rosen. Who knows?
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Tom Brady. Right, yeah. So I don't know. Tom Brady's just so old. He wasn't the main driving force on offense. I think the Patriots are going to be fine. I see them around maybe 8-8, 9-7.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Adding that extra playoff spot, that wild card spot, definitely is going to have some 8-8, maybe 9-7 teams squeak their way into the playoffs. Because, like Dan was saying, that AFC North is going to be difficult with the Steelers, with the Ravens, the Browns. Even though when it comes to the Browns, I'm always just like, they're going to mess this up somehow. But yes, if you guys want to know how I got all 4 of us together, Fan to Fan Network. It's this huge website that we're all a part of. It's this huge network that we're all a part of. Dan, you want to talk more about it?
Yeah, for sure. Launch date is going to be July 4th. Say, for example, that you guys are getting sick of watching ESPN, Fox Sports, you name it. This is going to be the takes from real people, from real fans that you deserve. Launch is on July 4th. We're super excited about it. There's going to be a website with blog posts, with videos from all your favorite content creators covering their own respective team. And then most importantly, there's going to be live shows, things like this, like AFC predictions and debates, documentaries, you name it, and it's all going to be on Twitch. I'm sure that Doug's probably going to put a link right in the description, but I mean, definitely sign up for it. We're starting July 4th, and you're not going to want to miss it. We're about to take over.
Yeah, it's something big, something that really has never been done before, and it really brings different YouTubers, different NFL YouTubers together, and it's something huge. So be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to check these guys out. I know this is a Miami Dolphins channel and you probably don't care, but these guys know their stuff. They know their stuff. So be sure to go over, check them out, hit the subscribe button. When the season comes and we're facing the Bills, we're facing the Patriots, or we're facing the Jets, I'm going to have them back on to talk about it. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. It was a pleasure. It was a blast hanging out with you guys, chat with you guys.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah,
I
Doug. Appreciate you, bro.
Like I said in the video, it was a blast hanging out with those guys. If you guys want to check out their channels, it will be linked below. And yes, I said that the Buffalo Bills will win the division because of the continuity and stuff. But that doesn't mean that the Dolphins can't win the division. That doesn't mean that I don't want nor think they can win the division. But as of right now, yes, I think that the Buffalo Bills will win the division. I think that they have a little bit more of a spark when it comes to looking at the rest of the teams, looking at the Patriots. They don't really have their quarterback, or do they? The Jets kind of fallen off. Jamal Adams, going to talk about that in 2 seconds. So I feel like with continuity and stuff. But don't sleep on my Miami Dolphins, and don't sleep on the Miami Dolphins. Don't be surprised if they come out, win the division, or at least make the playoffs and get a little disruptive in there. But like usual, guys, comment below. Let me know. I want to know who you guys think. Realistically, unbiasedly, taking a step back from your Miami Dolphin fandom, looking at the whole division. Who do you guys think will win the division? Who do you guys think, honestly, will take it, looking at all the stuff that was said? Be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to comment of the day. Now, this comment of the day necessarily isn't coming from a certain person, but it's coming from a bunch of you guys. If you guys don't know, yesterday, Jamal Adams came out and said, I'm done. I'm upset. I don't like the fact that I'm not getting my contract extension. I don't like the fact of a lot of things. So I'm done. I'm out of here. I want to trade. Now, he's asking the team to be granted a possibility to be traded. The team hasn't granted it yet, so that doesn't mean that he will get traded. But the fact that this came up means that he's unhappy. He's an unhappy camper. Now, he came out with a bunch of teams that he said he will not demand a contract extension from jump. Doesn't mean that these teams I'm going to name are the only teams he wants to go to, but he said that these are the teams that he will not demand a contract extension. And that is the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Texans, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. So with those teams, with those 7 teams, these are teams that if he gets traded to, he's fine with playing with them. He's still got 2 more years on his rookie contract plus the 5th-year option. So he won't demand But again, that doesn't mean that the Miami Dolphins can't swoop in there and try to make a trade for him. Now, is it possible for the Miami Dolphins to pull off a trade to get Jamal Adams? Anything's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying it definitely won't happen, because it's going to happen within divisions, because, hey, the Miami Dolphins traded Wes Welker to the New England Patriots for a 2nd and a 4th, I think it was. Trades have happened in divisions before. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but sometimes you got to sweeten the pot a little bit. But the fact that of him coming to Miami, he's going to want a contract extension, meaning I'm not giving up 2 1s. I'll give you a 1st and a 3rd. That's all I give you, because we got to pay him now. But I think adding him with Brandon Jones, Eric Rowe, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, Igbenogany, I think he would make that secondary extremely dangerous and probably instantly boost this defense up. Would I do it? Would I trade for Jamal Adams? Again, it depends. It depends on what they want to give up in the draft pick. It depends. I'm not giving up 2 1s, but will it happen? Will the Dolphins do it? I think the Dolphins will pick up the phone call the Jets, ask them what they want. But no, I don't think it'll happen. I don't think he will come to the Miami Dolphins, not because he doesn't want to, but because it probably won't happen with the trade in the division. But comment below on that one too. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys want Jamal Adams? Do you think the Dolphins will pull the trigger on Jamal Adams? Do you think the Jets will trade within the division for Jamal Adams? Be sure to comment below. Also, be sure to check me out on Twitter and Instagram. As soon as this broke, I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I started chatting with you guys. So be sure to go over, follow me. I think I just broke 2,000 Twitter followers. So that's a lot thanks to you guys. So be sure to go over, check that out. Check out the Bit Boys. Ton of games over there. Ton of great content over there. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Don't feel like you need to. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. Got a lot of videos planned. A lot of you guys are asking, hey, where's the Tua breakdown of him versus LSU? That's coming, man. I want to do my due diligence on that. But I got a ton of videos planned for you guys. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up because you like the content. Check out dolphinstock.com. Ton of Dolphin content over there. So go check it out. Hit that subscribe button so you can see the ton of videos I have planned. Be sure to hit the bell so you know when the videos come out. Next Saturday, I will be live the 27th at 1 p.m. Going to be talking with you guys. It's going to be fun. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, probably either Sunday or Monday. I think I'm going to be breaking down Tua versus LSU. But like usual, stay classy. And thank you to all the guys that came and did the collab. Fins up.